Good evening. It's been a long evening for me. Dan's Custom Hot Rods, Wichita, Kansas. Major update on the Monza Pro Street build wagon. However you want to say it, wagon Pro Street build. Well, as you can see, uh, there's a new material finally installed in the frame rails. Been working on this half the night, Saturday, I guess. Been a long day. Give you a good look at what we're accomplished here. We have the ladder bar brackets. No, they're not fully welded in, but everything's tacked up. All the ladder bar brackets are in. You can see there's a driveline loop, kind of, sort of. This is not a drag car. Frame rails are tacked up and in. So, got a long way tonight. And there's a good look at what I've done with the driveline loop to help protect it, and the ladder bar brackets and rear end in place. And boy, it's a heck of a lot of work to get this accomplished. We actually, I'll turn this thing around, took out the entire air conditioning system, and we're going to plate it and get the air conditioning blocked off. Made up some plates to cover everything, and those kind of fit in there like so to replace the floor, and kind of get the picture of how involved this build was. And we've got motor mounts on the way. Of course, you see the firewall is a little naked now. No motor, because we've got motor mounts on the way. I decided not to build a set. So that's all going to be plated off. And that's why the sheet metal is there. I'm going to continue on building this tomorrow. And we're getting a long way on this in just one night, basically. Had a nice sunny day. Got some things accomplished here. And made a huge mess. But that's kind of what you do when you're starting fresh, scratch, and building stuff. There's the frame rail right there, and the new floor for the driver's side, and the brackets again. So we tore up a whole bunch of stuff in this thing today. I'll stick this thing way inside here. We got rid of the e-brake. We got rid of the original shifter. So I had to plate those as well. And we're building a new floor. And getting this set and ready to be fabricated and welded in, and putting a shifter in this thing. So, yeah, I've been working my tail off all night because I kind of got sick this week at work, and, well, lost a couple days. So, oops, life goes on. Very soon I'm going to be putting the wheel tubs in. Got one done. The other one is obviously on top of the car, still in the box. But yeah, there's the air conditioner box and what was an AM stereo factory. Yeah, these things sometimes get in the way and have to come out. So yeah, I've been working half the night and it's time to get in and go to bed and get some shut eye. But we are going to add, I think it's an 8-point, 6-point, whatever the hell it is, roll bar in this thing. So we've prepped the B-pillars and things so that we can put a roll bar in. Just a street machine, nothing fancy. I might have 450 horsepower in this motor. So what? Grandma just needs something to scoot around in and have some fun. So we've been fabricating, pulling, and ripping stuff out. Got to redo the rear brakes. Of course, we're putting disc brakes all the way around. Tomorrow we're going to go to the salvage yard and pick up the S10 front end, things like that. So we're getting there slowly but surely and getting a long way in just one day's time after I get to feeling better. And so that's kind of where we're at on the Monza. Big old sheet that, well, without my little buddy right here, said plasma cutter. Boy, don't know where I'd be. So, yeah, again, we are halfway home. And of course, it's not tubbed and caged. It doesn't come in through here. So, it's one of those things that got a long way and got some things accomplished and had a lot of fun. Took some time, got a floor in, or it's going to be a floor once I get it welded up, which probably won't happen until tomorrow, but no big deal. Still got to sheet this whole thing. So got a little bit to go, and so we're getting places, and it's a challenge sometimes. I'm only one person, so there's a good look at what I did with the driveline loop. X in the frame, because I always do that. I got taught that 30 years ago because it gives everything strength. And one of the next things I have to do is build I put in personally panhard bars, which means it eliminates the sideways movement of that rear end. Some people put in the drag link. I'll give you a good idea of what that looks like, because the new vet rear end I bought just a couple weeks ago has the drag link right there in the middle. That right there is the center drag link that some people put in between the ladder bars. Some people weld them in, some people bolt them in. Yeah, hey, whatever. I run a panhard bar because that's how I got taught. And as far as I'm concerned, they simply work better to literally hold that rear end from going sideways on you ever. I run a panhard bar. That's one of the things that I need to get done in the next couple weeks, is get that panhard bar. It welds to the top of the rear end and makes basically an L welds to the frame right in front of the shock tower that I've got sitting right back there. So, literally speaking, the mount welds right on top of that rear end housing, sticks up, and goes to the side of the frame rail. That eliminates sideways movement. Again, the other rear end has the drag link in between. A lot of people use it. I prefer the panhard bar because for a street car, turning corners, changing lanes, it simply works better for me. I've used them in dozens of rides, and I just prefer the panhard bar because 90% of my toys and people I do business with drive them. And for me, the drag link that's in between the other rear end just doesn't do it for me. I've had them with these monster tires. I've had them walk when you try and turn a corner. And I just don't like that. Here again, it's something I was taught by the people that literally taught me. One of the guys back in California that taught me how to do this. EO Design, Eddie. Terrific guy. I call him the god of welding because he is. And this was probably almost 30 years ago that he taught me panhard bar, not drag link, when you're going to be driving it. When you're going to be cruising these things on the street, panhard bar works just that much better. And on a drag car that's going quarter mile, one way and one way only, you're not hardly ever turning these things. The drag link between the ladder bars works just fine. Nothing wrong with that. So, anyways, you got my opinion on it. That's something I have to finish, is the panhard bar. And get some Heim joints and build myself one. And we'll have most of this chassis fully welded and completed by the end of the month, maybe. So bear with us. Told you we were getting places. Got 90% of the chassis done. New floorboards. Need another sheet of sheet metal to literally put over the top of this and cover it. And then we'll have all this completely covered, and it'll join the floor pieces once it's put in. The seats literally butt up against her. She's real short. We've already tried the seat in here, and where these frame rails sit is perfect for her with the seats that we're putting in here. We've already put it in. We've already tried it. We know it works. She's real short, and so it works. No complaints. Matter of fact, she was tickled pink. She got to sit in her car, and it was, wow, this is cool. So, Grandma was really, really happy with that. I found a steering wheel. Well, okay, she found the steering wheel in my toolbox I've had for almost 25 years. We put that on today. Yeah, nice stuff. So, we have floorboard. We have the transmission tunnel kind of fixed and stuff like that. But, yeah, we've been having a lot of work. I've made a big mess tonight. And gonna go in and crawl in and call it a night. And the hope is, the real hope is that that transmission tunnel right there is big enough because, well, um, I'll walk back here for a minute. Bear with me. Uh, the Turbo 400 sitting right here is going in this car. The reason why it's on the crate is because I'm going to flop it up on the table, and we're got a rebuild kit on the way, and we're going to rebuild this baby. Doesn't need to have crazy stuff in it, so we're just going to have a nice little street car. But the question remains, small block fits fine, but I've never tried the Turbo 400 in that transmission tunnel right there. So that's a question mark that we're going to answer in the next couple of weeks. Is bolt these two together as a mock-up. That way I can build a cross member underneath here. I've got all the stuff to do it with. And we're going to slide them all back in when we get the motor mounts next week and see if that transmission tunnel will actually work with that Turbo 400. No Vega, no Monza in the world was ever built with a Turbo 400. They were all mostly truck transmissions, and they were stopped in sometime around 78, 82, somewhere around there. Don't quote me, I'm not a Bible, so I don't know everything about when they were started, and all that stuff. I just remember that sometime in late 70s, early 80s, they stopped it, went to Turbo 200, blah, blah, all that garbage. So anyways, we're going to make it fit. If we have to cut the transmission tunnel out and build a new one, hey, guess what we have? Sheet metal. Woohoo! So thank you for all watching. I'm going to cut this one off, and let's share some more of these things. Let's get 25 views. That would be a record. I've got 6. Hello? Come on, people. Share some of these things. Get some of these video views going up and away. Anyways, let's get some more views on these videos. I mean, maybe having fun and not making a darn dollar, but hey, it's still fun to do, and I love sharing these things with you. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it all, and we'll see you maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Thanks. Dan's Custom Hot Rods, Wichita, Kansas, and Pro Street, or not at all. See ya.